What's going on, everybody? This is Lloyd Marshall Briggery, and it is day 13 of the 35-day comic book challenge. Today I want to talk a little bit about sacrifice. Alright, it's Saturday night, and here we are again. And I'm happy to be here. It's a lot of hard work, as you guys know. Just a little note on technical stuff. Man, as a comic book artist, I tell this to kids a lot for my job at the Kubert School. Like, we go into high schools and we talk a little bit about storytelling and comic book anatomy, artistic anatomy, that is. It's a little bit different than medical anatomy. You don't need to know internal organs unless you're going to draw them. But we talk a bit about how it's interesting that it took a while for comic book artists to get a lot of respect in the art world, a lot of critical respect in the art world, because it wasn't taken seriously. But the truth of the matter is, to be a comic book artist, you got to be really good at everything. It's like the CrossFit of Art. If you guys know anything about CrossFit, it's broad, general, and inclusive, and they specialize in not specializing. And that's really similar to the comic book artist and what the comic book artist has to do in the art world. And what does that mean? That means you can be a portrait artist for a career. You can be a landscape artist for a career. You can design cityscapes for a career. You can do human figure drawing for a career. You can draw animals for a career. And just draw that one thing, right? As a comic book artist, you have to be able to draw it all, and you have to be able to draw it all very well and make it very believable. And that only comes up when you're telling a story. You're telling a story, the plot may take you through time. If you look at Sean Goran Murphy's Chrononauts, the thing he did with Mike Millar and Miller World, he's going through space and time, so he's going through different eras. So you got to be able to draw ancient Japan as believable as you draw, modern day New York City in Times Square. And that has to be as believable as Victorian era England or something. You got to draw everything, man. That being said, I'm at a part in my storytelling here in Samson where I really have to legit be an armorer and draw armor in action, in perspective, make it look real or believable anyway for the few seconds that I'm going to have your attention while you're going through the pages. Man, who knew? And it's not like I have some ancient sword or some metal guy that can forge me a sword that I could use it as reference. So, yeah, as a comic book artist, you got to be good at everything. You got to be a jack of all trades and understand how light reflects off of everything, because that's how we see things. It's how you see my jacket, my skin, my hair, the walls in the background, curtains. It's all about how light reflects off of it. So that was my challenge today artistically. But I started off by saying I wanted to talk about sacrifice. Man, it's important for me, especially after having had my career in the Army. It's important for me, I've come to know that connection with other human beings is vital to my survival and existence. Because without that, I start to spiral. It's just once you experience this thing called esprit de corps, and you get that primarily when you go through hardships with people, i.e. in the military. There's this very real sense of tribal, call it brotherhood, just a sense of tribal connection that gets ignited in you as a human being. And it's a challenge because I have to balance that with the necessity to be here at the art table drawing alone, in solitude. So for me, I have to make time for other people. And that being said, like, when you're behind a deadline, like, it's a sacrifice you got to make. And I mean, there's opportunities for me to go out and spend some quality time with some friends of mine, and I just couldn't do it. And literally had to tell them, man, I have 27 days left in this for this deadline. So thank God I have like really good friends that are very understanding. But man, there's a price to pay if you want to be successful at this game, and you just have to really collect and gather and hold on to the fortitude to see it through to the end, because it'll be worth it. And if you really do have those really good friends, all the better, because they'll be there and they're going to be very understanding. And thankfully I do. But yeah, it's not always convenient when you have something that drives you, and a passion and a pursuit that's pulling you. You have to make sacrifices to make it happen. So in the end, it'll all be worth it. It's totally worth it. It's not a complaint. It's just a fact. And I'm just trying to share with you guys some of the ins and outs of this journey. So thank you again for listening. Thank you for your time. Hey, for you guys that are consistently responding to this, I really appreciate that. Thank you for the support. If you could, try sharing it with somebody. If you think it's of value to other people, let them know too. It's all about each one teach one, and spreading the information and knowledge. So not subscribe. You're already subscribed, but share it if you like it, and let me know what you think in the comments below. All right, you guys. Again, thanks for your time. Thanks for your attention. Try to make it worth your while. So hey, we all have a mission in life, and sometimes things go not according to plan. Even when that happens, you got to continue mission. As we say in the Army, Charlie Mike. Okay, you guys. I'll catch you on the high ground. Peace.